Child, I knew this day would come, the day when many servers would crash because of all this Diddy madness. And guess what? That day is here. Jay-Z has been named in a lawsuit alongside Diddy for allegedly forcing himself on a 13-year-old. The internet is going nuts. Did he do it? Has he done the same thing to others? Is this why he's been distancing himself from Diddy? And wait, who's the female celebrity who allegedly watched but isn't mentioned in the lawsuit? Mary J. Blige? I sure hope you're all seated because y'all have been asking for those receipts on Jay-Z, and honey, they're here. People are digging up everything, from his ties to Foxy Brown, Aaliyah, and R. Kelly to Rihanna, and even how he allegedly had to stop Beyoncé from talking too much before she was exposed when they met and started being intimate. Let's dive into this mess because it's getting wild.
Right into it. How did two of the biggest names in music even meet?
Well, we met a long time ago. Award shows, a lot of different performances.
And at what point did the conversation come, hey, do you want to do some music?
You know how people, you see each other and you respect each other's music. You know, it's always that conversation, we got to do something. You know that.
Right.
The time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real, then it's...
Baby, it's a lot. Reportedly, Beyoncé and Blue Ivy are down bad right now. Especially since Blue is about to start the Mufasa Press Tour, and Bey is already gearing up for the halftime show. But let's get straight into the lawsuit that has Jay-Z not just trending but responding sorry, threatening the lawyer as well. This lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Diddy as a defendant. But recently, it was refiled to include Jay-Z. Y'all remember when attorney Tony Busby said he was representing 120 accusers who filed civil lawsuits across multiple states? Busby claimed he had cases from 60 men and 60 women, with 25 of them being underage at the time of the alleged crimes. The youngest? A 9-year-old boy said his incident happened during an audition at Bad Boy Records. Tony also alleged that in many cases, the victims were given horse tranquilizers and that these incidents occurred at Diddy's infamous parties. He said over 3,280 individuals contacted his firm, and he was representing 120 of them, some of whom had already spoken to the FBI. On top of that, he claimed high-profile celebrities were discreetly trying to settle their cases before their names became public. People had already been speculating that Jay-Z was one of them.
He said that
a lot of people allowed it to go on, said nothing, didn't intervene, maybe benefited from it, profited from it. All of these individuals and entities, in my view, have exposure here.
Well, when Tony Busby started filing lawsuits, he initially withheld the names of the complainants. But now, this is the first lawsuit where another high-profile defendant has been named Jay-Z. The woman identified in the lawsuit as Jane Doe said her incident happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after-party. According to the lawsuit, Jane Doe was dropped off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall by a friend. She didn't have a ticket, so she approached limousine drivers to try and gain access to the show or the after-party. One driver allegedly told her he worked for Diddy and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. The driver later picked her up, and after 20 minutes, she was dropped off at a White House with a U-shaped driveway. The girl was made to sign a document she believed was a non-disclosure agreement, but wasn't given a copy. Afterward, she was offered a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded, and she felt the need to lie down. She said she walked down a hallway containing several rooms and entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom with only a large bed and no other furniture. Shortly after, both Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room, with Diddy allegedly telling her, "You are ready to party." She alleges that Jay-Z removed her clothes, held her down, and forced himself on her while Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity watched. Diddy then also allegedly forced himself on her while Jay-Z and the woman looked on. When she could eventually manage, she ran out. Jane Doe said that although there were other guests at the party, no one appeared to notice or help her. She ran to the nearest petrol station and called her father. The trauma from the incident led to severe depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and even a seizure disorder caused by the stress. She says she struggles to maintain normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. The lawsuit also accuses Jay-Z of being present during many similar incidents and claims that he orchestrated a conspiracy of harassment and intimidation against the plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees. and former associates to silence the plaintiff from naming him. In response, Jay-Z denied the allegations, releasing a statement. These allegations are so heinous that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whoever would commit such a crime should be locked away, would you not agree? My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. He went on to criticize attorney Tony Busby, calling him an ambulance chaser in a cheap suit, and claimed, he calculated that the nature of these allegations and public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. Jay-Z ended by saying, I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of Brooklyn's projects. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Tony Busby, however, is not backing down. He responded in a post on X, writing, Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter and never demanded a penny from him. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me but tried to harass this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened, and I am very proud of her resolve. Busby said they would let the facts speak for themselves in court, not in the media.
Victims potentially, do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Meanwhile, Jay-Z and Beyoncé's legal team is firing back. Their lawyer, Alex Spiro, has also responded to past allegations linking the Carters to Diddy's scandals, saying, there are rumors, and then there is nonsense. What Jaguar Wright said is a step further, a formal and pointed accusation of something demonstrably false. Spiro even issued a legal ultimatum to Piers Morgan, demanding he remove Jaguar Wright's claims from his interview. In his apology, Morgan detailed how the Carters, through their attorney, were considering legal action if the interview was not taken down. The lawyer explained, when they put their foot down on something, as they did here, they're sending a message. And if they can't stand up and say what's right from wrong, then who can? I have always believed the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I believe the truth will come out here. Jay-Z's statement after being named in the lawsuit has drawn mixed reactions. Some say his response was condescending and narcissistic, using gaslighting rhetoric. Others note that he never explicitly said he didn't do it. On the other hand, some believe this particular allegation against Jay-Z might not be credible, but his ties to Diddy raise many questions. Could he have known about Diddy's actions?
Part of the reason why they have, or they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jason Lee. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay, and she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time, they built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah. Now before all this happens, We may get another tour. We may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're going to do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows.
And y'all remember how it was reported a while back that Jay-Z had already met with a divorce lawyer? Now, Blue Ivy is about to start her press for the Mufasa movie, so this entire case is going to be heavy for that girl. Also, some people are alleging that there is no way Beyoncé didn't know any of this about Jay because they've been together for so long. She is being labeled as guilty by association. I don't know, guys. I mean, Diddy claimed he was innocent too. Then the video came out of him. So, only time will tell with Jay-Z. Meanwhile, I am dying to know your thoughts. Do you believe Jane Doe? Do you think this is the first of many similar lawsuits to come? Sound off in the comments section below.